What's the one skill you probably already have right now that you're not giving yourself credit to? And how does that skill make the biggest difference in your business and investing life? We're going to get into that in this episode.
This is the Investor Mindset Podcast, and I'm Stephen Pesavento. And for as long as I can remember, I've been obsessed with understanding how we can think better, how we can be better, and how we can do better. And each episode, we explore lessons on motivation and mindset from the most successful real estate investors and entrepreneurs in the nation.
All right. Well, welcome back, Mindsetters. We've got another quick episode here where we're going to be talking about the one strategy, the one skill set that so many of you guys have, but I don't think you're giving yourself credit for. The one skill set that so many of you guys have, but that it's overlooked. And I want to talk about that in just a second. But before I do, I want to remind you guys that if you're ready to take your business to the next level, if you believe that you've got what it takes to go and do some greatness in the world, then I encourage you to get really clear on where you're at today and put that plan together of how you're going to get where you want to go. And you can do that. We've got a free masterclass at the investormindset.com/values that's going to help you discover exactly that. So head over there, theinvestormindset.com/values, and you can get direct access and jump into that quick video training. I hope you guys do. With that, I want to talk about something that I need a reminder on myself. That is something that I think it's so easy for us to forget about sometimes. It's this skill set of not giving up. It's this skill set of getting back up when you've been knocked down. It's this belief that no matter what happens in life, it's all going to work out. It's this belief that no matter how many times I fail, I cannot fail as long as I continue to try, as long as I continue to get back up, as long as I continue to go out there and take action and do the work. And it's a skill set that so many of you have. So many of you keep getting up after being knocked down every single day. But it's so easy for us to forget. It's so easy for us to be down on ourselves when we're just not accomplishing as much as we were hoping to, where we're just not moving the ball forward as quickly as we wanted, or we're just not quite there. We haven't quite hit our goal. We haven't quite made the impact on millions of people like we want to. We haven't made that 10,000 or 20 or 100 or 200,000 that we dreamed of. And we keep thinking to ourselves, man, I know I can do it, but I'm just not there. And I want you guys to acknowledge this for yourself, that you're doing it right now. That if you're still in the pocket, if you're still right there and you're still taking that action, even if you took a break, even if you sat down, even if you said to yourself, man, I don't think I can do this, but you got back up anyways, you're doing it. And that is the repetition that you need to grow that muscle in order to succeed in the long run. Because guess what? Failure is a definite. There's no doubt about it. You're going to fail. It's not a question at all. Failure is going to happen. It's going to happen to the best of us. And it's actually through those failures, it's through that experience that we gain through those failures that we end up growing the most, that we end up seeing the biggest changes in our lives. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is actually go out and try to fail. Try to change your mindset about failure. Try to go out and ask yourself at the end of each day, what did I fail? Or where did I not quite hit the mark? And what did I learn from it? Because if we can go into life from this perspective of, I don't need to be perfect, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to go out and I'm going to try some things. I'm not going to worry about what other people think. And I'm going to celebrate those failures. And if I start to feel a little bit uncomfortable, if I start to feel like I'm not really at that point, then we got to shift. We got to shift ourselves into this place. And I'm going to tell you a little story of something that I've been doing for quite a long time. And, as I'm telling you this story, it's a reminder to myself that I need to do it because I feel like I fall into this from time to time. But it's this idea of actually going out and being intentional with embarrassment, being intentional with going and doing things that might put you in an uncomfortable situation. Growing up as a kid, I do it for attention. I do it to get some looks, some laughs. It was a lot of fun. But when you go out and you do things intentionally with the outcome of failing in mind, it's a lot stronger. And so here's a quick activity that I always do, almost always, when I start to realize that, oh, it's been a little while since I've done this. And you'll hear about it a lot of places. It's not something that I made up. I've co-opted it from someone else, but I've been doing it my whole life, partly because I grew up in a household that didn't have a lot of money. So saving any kind of money was a big thing. That was a mind shift that I actually had to do. We'll talk about in a different episode. But I ask for a discount even when I know there's no way that I could get a discount. I'm going to tell you what's funny about that. So I walk in, I'm at the shoe store, and, I'm successful in my own eyes. I'm living the life that I want to live. I'm making some money. I'm not rich, but I can afford to buy these shoes at the shoe store. And I try them on, and they're a pair of running shoes. And I go through the whole process, and I'm, making conversation with the salesperson, and he's being helpful, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm just appreciative. When I get over to the counter, I remind myself, wow, it's been a long time since I've done this. A long time, maybe a couple weeks, if not a couple days. And so we're at the shoe store counter, and he walks up, and he tells me, okay, he starts checking out, and I see the number on the screen, and it's high. They're running shoes, and of course, running shoes are expensive. And I say to him, hey, you wouldn't happen to have a nice guy discount? I'm a nice guy. You're a nice guy. You know what I mean? And his response to me is, hey, man, I wish I could. I wish I could. And I just said to him, hey, I totally know what you mean. You know how it is. It doesn't hurt to ask. And I went on, and I was continuing to be friendly and jovial. And at the end of the day, I was being myself. I was being a nice person. And most importantly, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting to be rejected. That rejection is the therapy that we actually really need in this situation. But what I ended up getting was like $40 off this pair of shoes, which is like 20 or 30, 40%. It was a pretty big discount. The total came out to less with taxes, much less than it would have been without it. And so it just goes to show that when you go and you put yourself in a situation where you're not afraid to get rejected, where you're comfortable with it, where you don't have an expectation, where the only expectation is, hey, I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to ask for the thing that I want. And I'm not going to act like I deserve it or I'm owed it, but I'm going to ask for it. And I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to put myself out there. But most importantly, I'm not going to be afraid of being rejected, because it's a very low stakes place to do it. You go to Starbucks, you could do the same thing. Next time you're in Starbucks or the coffee shop, ask for a 10% discount. They're not going to give it to you. And maybe if you're lucky, you might get it. But that act of asking, and ask in front of other people you know, ask in front of people you don't know, because maybe for you, that rejection piece isn't that individual. It's the other people and what they're going to think and how they're going to look at you. But at the end of the day, what I'm getting to is we all have this ability to get back up when we're knocked down. We all have this ability to go out and do great things in the world and not fear the failing, or recognize that the failing is going to happen, but we're going to do it anyways, and we're not going to let it hold us back. And so if you feel like you're the kind of person who is being driven by fear, who is being held back by taking the leap to go out and build your business, to build your investing company, to go out and change yourself or change your environment or change the people you hang out with, then I encourage you to start small. Go out and go get rejected. Go walk up to somebody at the bar and ask them for their number if you're single. Go up and ask for a discount. Go up and ask for something that somebody is most likely not going to say yes to, like asking a stranger to use their cell phone. Why do we do this? Because the more that we can do it, the more that it doesn't have power over us, and that we actually gain back our power. And so if you're the kind of person who already is owning that power, you're the kind of person who's getting up, I want you to be reminded to recognize that you got that power inside. If you're that kind of person, good for you, congratulations, but recognize it and own it. And if you feel like you need a little bit more of it, go out and challenge yourself with one of these challenges today. So if you guys found this valuable in any way, shape, or form, I ask you to share this with some others so they can get that same value. And if you feel like you want to be in an environment where you're going to be challenged to go out and do things and challenge yourself and your own beliefs so that you can grow your business, so that you can be better, so that you can start living the life that you really want to live, then I encourage you to check out the Investor Mindset Members Group, which is an incredible community where people just like me are getting together on a monthly basis online and doing some incredible things. So I encourage you to go check it out. And remember to live a life worth inspiring others. And you can do that by applying some of the stuff you learned today.
Thank you for listening to the Investor Mindset Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Head over to theinvestormindset.com to join the Insider Club, where we share tools and strategies from the top investors and entrepreneurs on how to take it to the next level.